only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Hello, peasants. It is I, your leader, head of the United Kingdom of Soviet Socialist Republics, and proud Fabian Keir Starmer. I am here to berate you. I am very disappointed with the rise of far-right conspiracy theory-filled populism in this country. As you may know, we recently had local council elections, and due to the spread of misinformation and the far right, Labour got totally trounced. Of course, the Conservatives were completely destroyed, which is excellent, but the idea that Labour would not come first is quite frankly an anathema to polite society and a direct attack upon our favoured communities. Now, we have tried very, very hard to make it clear to all of you stupid working class white people that although everybody else in the country is a community, the Muslim community, the Jewish community, the Pakistani community, all other communities, the gay and trans community, you Christian white bigots are not a community. No, you are the opposite of a community. You are an oppressive majority, at least for the moment, until we manage to kill you off. And thus we are very, very disappointed at this election result. Fear not, however, loyal slaves, we have decided that rather than altering our policy platform in any meaningful way, we will push ahead. We will change Britain, not necessarily for the better. I mean, obviously it will be better for us and better for our client communities, but for you, things will be much worse. But if you think about it, really, it is absolutely deserved. Of course, we abhor the concept of collective punishment, which is highly illegal, unless, of course, that is directed to the white working class, who, as I said, are not a community in the traditional sense of communities. We will now be ramping up censorship and enforcement in what will hopefully be a fruitful attempt to reverse these horrible election outcomes. As for the precipitous decline in voter engagement and the fact that 70% of people say the country is going in the wrong direction and over 60% of people hate the government. Well, again, if it were not for the rise of far-right conspiracy theories, this would not be happening. So the only way to ensure our democracy and the health of our communities is to ramp up censorship to an absurd degree, which we are going to get on with shortly, as soon as we have managed to convince the Americans that we are, in fact, still a democracy. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you all die. Please remember, everybody else is a community except you. Good night. Starmer up in my brain. Oh, I always feel dirty when he uses my brain chip. I always feel like, I've gotten diseased or something. He's left something slimy behind. Welcome back, everybody. It's a Monday night. You know what that means. It's time for another Habbening TV. I hope you are all well. A sort of, not exactly a thank you, sort of like, brother, to two-tier queer Starmer the Llama Hama, for that incredible announcement. Yes, tonight, Labour and, well, the Conservatives have basically been destroyed in the local elections. It is a bloodbath. It's weird, right? From the politicians' perspective, right, you can understand why they're surprised, right? The whole idea basically was to go around and say that you were going to do stuff for the population, that you were going to address their grievances, while basically doing the exact opposite, right? That's the way it's worked for so long, right? You just say stuff, right? You say, you don't ask the population if they want the things that are crucial to your platform, right? Getting rid of the whites and war with Ukraine and digital ID and net zero, right? Because the thing is, right? The people just don't know what's good for them, right? So you can't ask them these complicated questions like, do you want a bajillion Bamalians in your country? They wouldn't understand the complexities, right? Same with war with Russia, right? Now, war with Russia, it might seem, right, like a horrible thing that will cause many people to die, but you don't understand the complexities, right? Same with net zero. Yes, you will absolutely be poorer, right? You will live in the pod and you will eat the bugs. And I know that sounds bad, right? But you just don't understand the complexities involved, right? So really, right, what we need is not quite so much a democracy as a faux-ocracy, right? Where we get to tell you, right, that all of the decisions of government are basically your fault because you voted for us, whilst deliberately pursuing policies that we know are against your interests, right? So you would think. But again, if you understood the complexities, bro, you would understand how having your living standards destroyed is actually a good thing, bros, right? So, So yes, the local elections did not go the way that either of the parties planned. Reform has stormed to the lead, fulfilling their role as containment party extraordinaire, although it does seem like the road's starting to run out, right? There was not a lot of voter turnout. I believe entire voter turnout was under 50%, which does put a bit of a crimp in the whole idea of democratic legitimacy, right? If the number of people that turn out for your election is under 50% of the electorate, and if the people that win on 15, 20% of the vote, where is your popular mandate? Where is the popular mandate, bros, right? We're a democracy. I love democracy so much. Oh, God, gives me a chub. Just saying the word democracy, I thicken up just at the prospect, right, of all of its blessings. Fucking hell. So yeah, I don't know what reform's going to do. Probably nothing. But it probably will make it harder for the Labour Party to disperse all of the diversity all around the UK. Bit late for London, but possibly other parts of the UK will not be blessed with diversity, obviously. Second story, the AfD, the AfD, has now been declared to be a terrorist group in another stunning victory for democracy. which apparently now means in the dictionary spying and cancelling your political opponents whilst bankrupting the country and importing a gajillion migrants. My, how the meaning of words change. It's lovely, really, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. The mutilation of words. Yes, clearly the sort of the spectre of the AfD actually taking power in Germany has frightened the German political class. They just can't have it. So they're gonna start surveilling them. Infiltrating them, as if they weren't doing this already. By the way, like, it's clear they were doing this already, but now it will be legal. So presumably they'll be able to like use all the information that they've been collecting on them, up till now, to like basically drag them through the courts and get them disbanded in time for the next election. And good on them. Say I, right? You can't have, right, like, half of your population going around wanting to do things that the political order does not think are a good thing. What do you think this is? A democracy? Oh, did I just say a bad thing? I'm going to be punished. Romania also, George Simeon, the protest candidate, the clown car candidate, has won the first round of the Romanian elections. Prompting the current Prime Minister, Presidente, I don't know much about Romania, the current head honcho, to resign in protest. The second round will be coming up if they don't ban him from the vote. We wait to see. And finally, the Battle of N-Town. My God, things are spicy in the US at the moment, right? In the home of George Floyd. Minneapolis. Minnesota. Minneapolis. Is that the state? No, Minneapolis is a city. Minnesota? Somewhere, right? Ameribros, correct me, right? A woman called Shiloh Hendrix was caught on a mobile phone saying the N-word with a hard R. But what is worse, she wasn't even sorry about it, bros. I know. The West has fallen. The West has fallen. How can a white person go around just saying the N-word and still be alive, right? Who do they think they are? Dr. Fauci, right? This has caused a sort of massive online war of the GoFundMes. We'll be getting into that and the sort of how did I put it in the YouTube description? Highlights racial tensions in the United States. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. It certainly is highlighting the racial tensions, or possibly just demonstrating massive N fatigue among the white population, right? For no reason whatsoever, of course, right? They've never done anything wrong. Anyway, that's everything we got tonight. Let's say hello to the people in the chat on Rumble. Sada Sapiente, Ardent Party, Wyatt's Torch, Captain Crisps, Livia, Drusilla. Is that everyone? It's a bit quiet. Oh, Teabagging Therapist. It's a bit quiet on Telegram. Yes, the Eunuch. I'm probably going to be on Discord and Dragons tonight. Apparently, regular co-host could not be reached. So come along for that. That should be fun. I don't know who's on tonight. Yes, maybe if you want to say in the chat. On YouTube, we have Robert Verlinden, Otto Stormhart, Streaky Bacon, Victorian Time Traveler, The Nameless One. Who else we got? Stumbling, Morgan Le Fay. Oh, I think you're new. Welcome. Nice to see some new people. Streaky Bacon, Yiz again, Fat Zombie, Cyber Chud, Internal Affairs. Good to see you, Sir Chud. How's the music going, mate? Evil Author 1776. I can't believe that we're actually getting new people on YouTube. I thought YouTube had basically wrapped me in concrete and sent me into the Marianas Trench, where marinara sauce comes from, apparently. And on Odyssey we have basically no one. And hello to all the lurkers out there. I know you're out there. I see you on my metrics. If you're listening to this program afterwards, just be assured that we appreciate your views. Thank you for spending time with us. Appreciate it very, very much. Today's meme: the state starts ass wiping program. People in 5 years. Without government, who would wipe our asses? See, now these are the kind of biting political questions that need to be faced in this era, right? Not wanting the government to wipe your ass is, of course, a far-right conspiracy theorist position. Conspiracy theorists are all like, what is in that government-mandated toilet paper? What is their real reason for wanting to wipe your ass? Of course, they raised a fuckload of taxes from it, obviously, right? You're ass-wiping tax. Right, let's get on with it, bros. So we start with, excuse me, the UK local elections, right? Now, these weren't held sort of everywhere in the country. A bunch of places had their elections delayed for reasons. They've been like shifting the borders and stuff, probably in an attempt to, jerry-rig stuff. Oh, and also, new video essay announcement. If you go over to my other channel on YouTube, Distributed Warfare, you can watch my essay on the world to come, the Jewish physical heaven, with awesome pictures and editing from Sedes Sapiente. Check it out. Linky in the chat. I reckon you guys will like it. We didn't get as much traction on this as the one on feminism. Probably not rage baity enough, which was a shame because the one on feminism was great because I got a bunch of people in the comments being like, you like blah, you Sigma, you're pathetic, alt-right man, probably never touched a woman. Well, yes, that's absolutely true, Right, okay, let's, and of course, please send money on Entropy. Link is in the description. Please help me survive in this hellscape. Any donations muchly appreciated. Right, so sorry about that. So basically, right, although the local elections were not held everywhere, it was a bloodbath for both the Conservatives and Labour. I don't know why this site keeps blurring stuff out. This is very, very weird. Right, so what the fuck is going on here? Oh my God. I never use The Guardian, ladies and gentlemen. The Conservatives lost 635 seats. Labour lost 198 seats. The Lib Dems gained 146. The Greens gained 41. Apparently the Greens are now the protest vote for people who think that Labour isn't left enough. Lord Saints preserve us. And Reform with a mighty 648 seats. So they basically took everything from the Conservatives to punish them for being, well, bloody horrible, basically, right? It was a bloodbath, right? Everyone's just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What if Reform blocks our initiative to do dispersal, accommodation of random migrants all throughout the country in order, look, they're not trying to fuck over the white population. They just want less of them, right? You understand the difference, right? Come on, right? Here's Farage looking all like, they really are all horrible. So this is from Runcorn, a place I've really only heard of from 4chan, to be perfectly honest, because they talk about it in Britpol a lot. The Runcorn by-election was very, very close. It literally came down to 6 votes, and now Reform have dominated in Runcorn. It's going to be spicy. There's just a bunch of councils that have gone for Reform. Now, you could probably say that Farage's sort of insistence of getting Hope Not Hate to vet all of their candidates has worked. The problem is, of course, that the candidates that are in there are basically empty suits, right? You got a lot of people who are just there because the party wanted them to be there. They've got no original ideas of their own, which means that Reform is highly, highly centralized, right? Could be good, could be bad, right? On the one hand, it'll probably be Nigel says the thing, we're all going to do the thing. On the other hand, you now have a bunch of people running what are potentially quite large councils with just no idea what the fuck that they're doing. So that could be bad, right? In a couple of years, we could just find everything's gone to shit. But could it have gone to any shitter than it already is? Question, right? This was the acceptance speech from Lincolnshire. This woman was basically saying that politics is a dirty business. Did you not know this, right? Were you not aware that politics is a dirty business? I mean, I have known people, right, who said that the mafia was a more honest career than being a politician. Because at least the mafia, right, they stab you in the front rather than stab you in the back. So, anyway.
Wow, what a long night. Thank you. To the people of Lincolnshire, thank you for putting your trust in me. I will work tirelessly for you every day. To the council officers and everybody in this room who's shattered, I thank you as well. I thank my big sister, who's also my agent. She's a walking miracle. She nearly died, was in a coma 18 months ago and was told she'd never walk again. And she's here today, and she's my election agent. To my team, to Max and the team, and all my amazing Reform volunteers who's pounded the streets, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Why are we watching this? This is very, very boring. I thought this clip was more exciting.
And thank you to my friend Gloria, who's...
Oh, come on. Right. Yes. Thank you. Anyway, like, she's just basically saying that the Conservative Party used a bunch of dirty tricks against her. And I'm like, Now, the aftermath of all this has been quite interesting to watch. Since the elections really only happened, nothing has really, happened. Of course, nothing changed anywhere near London because the ethnic replacement in London is basically complete. And so London will essentially be like dominated by Labour until the end of time or until the revolution. Right? Which may have already happened depending on who you talk to. Carlos96, good to see you, mate. So the turnout for Labour was very, very bad. Starmer has turned Labour into the most hated party in Britain. Well, yes. They do suck ass, right? Right? It would be one thing if they were horrible, but were at least, reasonable at governance, right? Whereas they're basically, not at all. The word on the street is that it's not actually Starmer really running the country at all, right? It's basically his sort of cabinet secretary, McSweeney. What's his name? Something McSweeney. Who's like a sort of, young, bright-eyed Fabian. And, in the tradition of bright-eyed Fabians, the world over, bright-eyed socialists, right? They come in with all their theory. They're like, this should absolutely work, right? Marx said it would work, right? And then everything starts falling apart. And they're like, but why, right? Marx said that this would work. Must be the far right. Must be the far right making my shitty economic theories not work. Whereas apparently Starmer is just basically jetting all over the world and dealing with the Ukraine thing and just on the world stage, oh God. So Runcorn should be a warning to this inept government that reform isn't going anywhere, yet it wants to double down on its terrible agenda. Yes, they do, right? Labour, in the face of this defeat, did not even say a little bit, oh, well, we've listened to the people, we're going to change course, we're going to roll back on net zero. No. What they said was, we hear the people, right? What they want is more of this bullshit. So we're gonna give you even more change. Oh my God. This is just basically an opinion piece. The government's agenda for change and its promises for growth now lie in tatters. They've talked centrist but governed left, hiking taxes and handing those revenues to public sector workers and Mauritius. They've raised the energy bills they pledged to lower, made enemies of farmers and small business, prompted an increase in unemployment, and triggered bond market turmoil. They've also failed to bring down legal migration, blah, 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 blah. You know the thing, right? They're fucking communists, right? I don't know. Expecting socialists to do anything different to this is expecting your hen to lay chocolate eggs. You can expect all you want, right? But it's not going to fucking happen. This is pretty funny. So this is a post that came out, I think it was the day before the election, on the Labour Party's Twitter. Bring change to Britain. Now, I don't know about you, bros, but what about that shit actually needs to be changed, right? It looks pretty nice, right? So this was very meme-worthy. I did a few of these. I think this one's my favorite. Allah, bring change to Britain. Or solar panels. You can't actually see it, but there are also a bunch of mosques in there underneath the solar panels. Exactly the kind of change that we need, bros, right? Desperately need. So this is Starmer basically as I was saying oh yeah, look, we're going to change even harder and faster, bros. Literal definition of just doubling down.
I get it. We were elected in to deliver change We've started that change. Waiting lists are down, wages are up, interest rates are down, massive difference for people who are mortgage holders. But the message I take out of these elections is that we need to go further and we need to go faster on the change that people want to see, and that's what I'm determined to do. I get it.
No, wages are up for the public sector, right? Because the government, like this is the thing. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone who isn't in a union, right? It's like, the NHS is doing better. Maybe I don't know, right? Like, but your wages are up. But prices are also up, right? So like, fuck. Oh, you now get an extra like X dollars every week, right? But all the shit you need to buy, right, is like 2x like pounds, right? So you just that's fine. It's like, what do I know, right? I'm only a person living in the world, right? Like, thinking that prices are getting like going up is probably a far right conspiracy theory at this point. I don't know, right? So this is what I was talking about. This very, very low voter turnout, bros. Under 50%, right? Which really puts a crimp in the whole, democratic legitimacy thing, right? Like when your party is winning on such slim numbers, right? You can't really strut around like a big dick and say, oh, we have a popular mandate to completely, reconfigure the country, coat it in solar panels and bring in even another gajillion Bamalians, right? You just don't. So this is about Runcorn. 46.2% of the eligible voter base turned out. This was 12.5% lower than the 2024 general election. There are always, council elections are always lower turnout. 17.84% of the electorate voted for reform and they won. So this when people tell you that the idea of an organized minority ruling over disorganized majority is just a conspiracy theory, this is it in hard numbers, basically, right? And of course, there's the problem that increasingly more and more people are told by the government that they have no place in this society, right? Their ideas are, wrong and far right and conspiracy theorists and right, brother, get off, get out. There's this quote by Bertolt Brecht that I came across that was like, would it not be better if the government just dissolved the people and elected another? It's made me think a lot. Because with mass immigration, you could argue that's basically what they're doing. They're like, oh well, we don't really like them. What if we just dissolved the people and elected another more compliant mass to rule over, right? So this is the kind of random person, man on the street, far right conspiracy theorist, racist on the street in Runcorn. Can't believe these people even exist. Haven't they liquidated them all yet?
We need a change. We definitely need a change. We can't carry on the way we are. And Labour's just not the right team for it.
Everyone's just really unhappy with Labour. I think what they did to the pensioners, then how our MP behaved last year. Yeah, I think people are just unhappy. I think it's a stand to say we're not unhappy with all the parties.
Who did you vote for?
Reform.
Why?
Stop all the migrants coming to here. We don't want them round here. Simple as that.
While we were talking about why he voted reform, something happened.
Can't keep going on like this. This country's, we're going to go under. There's no money left. There's nothing. It's sinking.
That was a man walking past shouting, "Reform Nazi Party."
That's 3 times today I've been called a Nazi.
3 times?
3 times today I've been called a Nazi. And that was another one.
A divisive by-election then, perhaps, after what was a hard-fought, hard-to-miss campaign.
We need a change.
Yeah, we got too many migrants. Oh, you can't say that. Oh my God, how is that person even allowed to walk around unmolested? Cancel that motherfucker. Cancel him now. Take away his family, shut down his bank account, repossess his property. You can't just go around saying there's too many migrants. Diversity is our strength. Chris, that guy should get on poll. Yeah, he probably already is. He's like the poll boomer waffen, basically. Now, the left, of course, are very, very scared of the rise
of the reform Nazis, proving that their understanding of history is shaky in the extreme. Mate, it's like one of those weird fucking trick mirrors, right? Like, objects may be like closer than they appear. It appears like the further away we get from World War II, the more it looms as this like weird kind of, shadow over everything. I'm so fucking sick of it, mate, right? I'm just like, did nothing happen since 1945? Oh yeah, it was VE Day as well, right? So for once, Oxford Street actually had the Union Jack hanging on it. I was very, very surprised. I thought the only flags you were allowed to fly in Oxford Street now were pride flags, but I guess I had been proven wrong.
Is he going to be the next Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, after the next election?
My big fear at the moment is that if we don't start listening to people, we're preparing the ground for the furthest right administration in government that we've ever seen in our history. That's the danger.
What, you think Farage could be Prime Minister?
I'm really frightened that we would have a far-right government under Farage. And if we don't listen to the people, if we don't change on issues like the disability cuts, I think we're preparing the ground for them.
So not immigration then, right? Like that's the other thing that the left have been doing. They're just pretending like it's not immigration, right? Oh, no, immigration isn't the issue, right? Like, no, not all these secondary issues from immigration. No. Like, what people are angry about are the disability cuts. Well, yes, the people on disability are angry about the disability cuts, right? But the people like paying for it. Fuck. This is John McDonnell, by the way. He was Corbyn's finance minister. Corbyn's like chancellor. Massive fucking lefty. I think he's like basically a Stalinist or something like that. Huge lefty. So now there you go, right? That's basically everything that's going on. I don't know how this is going to shake out in the actual country. I presume there'll be a lot more squealing from the leftists and, calling everyone that disagrees with them politically like a goddamn Nazi. But it doesn't seem like they're going to go as far as they are going in Germany, right? Some guy from Maine. Good to see you, mate. Right. So in Germany, however, they really want to ban the AfD, right? The Alternative für Deutschland. They're right. They're extremists, right? They're like, oh my God, they're practically like marching down fucking Unter der Linden, right? In Berlin, just, throwing the Roman in like the Hugo Boss hats, they're just, mate, they're gonna like launch World War III. So I've just been informed. It is in fact the current government under the EU that is planning on launching World War III with Russia. That's a bit awkward. It's a bit my narrative, right? Like, German spy agency labels the AfD as confirmed right-wing extremist force. Wow, that makes them sound pretty cool. Upgrade from suspected threat will mean greater surveillance of the party that came second in the last election. Now, look, it's absolutely clear, right, that the German glow state is already surveilling and subverting and undermining the AfD as much as they can, and it doesn't seem to have worked, presumably because they don't have a legal basis to take any of the little stuff that they found to court yet. Germany's domestic intelligence service has designated the AfD, the biggest opposition party, as a, quote, confirmed right-wing extremist force, meaning authorities can step up their surveillance as critics call for it to be legally banned. I love democracy. The Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution, the BFV, which is like the most Orwellian name for an internal intelligence agency I've ever heard, previously considered the anti-immigrant pro-Kremlin party a suspected threat to Germany's democratic order, with 3 of the AfD's regional chapters in eastern states and its youth wing classified as confirmed extremists. Oh my God. The AfD, which came second in the February general election with just over 20% of the vote, said it would challenge the BFV's decision in court. Yeah, good luck with that. The BFV said it had concluded that racist and anti-Muslim stances advocated by the AfD, based on an ethnic ancestry-based understanding of German identity, were incompatible with the free democratic basic order set out in the country's constitution, right? So they don't have any, like, real evidence, right? Basically, right? Some people in the AfD said some stuff that was deemed to be Islamophobic, and they I know, horror, said that Germany as a country had something to do with ancestry. Ooh, spicy. It said the party aims to exclude certain population groups from equal participation in society. Everybody knows that you should only exclude the ethnic Germans from equal participation in society, right? To subject them to unconstitutional, unequal treatment, and thus assign them a legally devalued status, much like the legacy Germans. The decision will clear the way for tougher measures to monitor the party for suspected illegal activity, including tapping telephone communications, observing its meeting, and recruiting secret informants. Oh, great. You know, like they weren't doing this already, right? This, of course, is The Guardian. So they're all like, "Oh my God, how could you say that, right? You want remigration? Terrible. It's a blow." However, other countries are a bit salty about this. Marco Rubio, the new Secretary of State, after Mike Waltz got yeeted for literally passing information and planning with Netanyahu to start a war with Iran behind the president's back. Yeah, I don't know if you heard about that, but that was like a real thing. No, wait. Mike Waltz was the national security head. I don't know. There's been a bit of reshuffling, basically, right? Because for no reason whatsoever, a bunch of people in Trump's government were basically colluding with the Israelis to get war with Iran started. Give me strength. Good to see you. I think you're new. Thanks for coming along. The AfD has faced growing calls from its opponents to be outlawed on the grounds that it seeks to undermine democratic values, including protection of minority rights. Such a ban can be sought by either House or Parliament. So look, another thing of this decision is that no one holding any kind of public office in Germany, judges or anything like that, can now be a member of the AfD. I would predict very, very shortly there will be some expose where they'll come out and they'll be like, "Oh my God, do you know that someone from the AfD said something slightly spicy on video? Oh my God, right? Like, this is a danger to our democracy, right? Like, fucking, ugh." So this is, Martin Sellner. He's like a German political activist. So here are the most 3 severe quotes from the AfD politicians that were used to justify this measure of calling them extremists. Are you ready? Are you ready, chat? Right? This is pretty fucking extreme, right? Like, hide your children. Hannes Genauk, AfD federal board member, said on August 11th, "We must once again be allowed to decide who even belongs to these people and who doesn't." Oh my God! Racism! Oh God, I'm having a racism attack, bros. Being German means more than just holding a citizenship certificate. Oh my God, that's literally fascism, bros. All of us here on this marketplace are bound by much more than a common language. We are connected by an invisible bond that doesn't need explanation. Each of you is more connected to me than any Syrian or Afghan, and I don't need to explain that. It is simply a law of nature. Oh my God, literal Nazism. Oh, I can't believe it. In 2024. Don't you know he's on the wrong side of history, bros? Dennis Holloch, the state parliament staffer, warned on August 25th, 2024, about a high proportion of migrants. Surely not. Diversity means multiculturalism. And what does multiculturalism mean? Multiculturalism means loss of tradition, loss of identity, loss of homeland, murder, manslaughter, robbery, and gang rape. Oh my God! God, I can't believe you would say that, especially since it's true. Right? Did they consider just like lying, right? And Martin Reichart, the Bundestag staffer, criticized a failed migration policy on X in November. Quote, "Failed migration policy and abuse of asylum have led to the importation of hundreds of thousands times over of people from deeply backward and misogynistic cultures." Oh no, bros. Oh no. Oh God. Oh, I feel like I'm damaged, bros. I'm going to need therapy after reading that. I can't believe it. This is the guy who's the head of the Verfassungsschutz. The Verfassungsschutz. Want to come down to the Verfassungsschutz and have a bit of a dance? Yeah, we take some ecstasy, have a couple of beers, it'll be fun. You can meet my friend Hans. In Germany, the Verfassungsschutz, the VS, is like the FBI, but it investigates political parties. The office is huge. They can spy on all citizens, they can do house raids, pay feds, etc. They infiltrate every right-wing movement, but their real power is their report. So a bit like Hope Not Hate, right? They put out like a yearly report basically saying like, oh my God. In their Verfassungsschutzbereich, see, I knew knowing German would like come in handy one day. The Verfassungsschutzbereich, yeah. The VS lists all groups and parties that are officially under surveillance. If you are listed there, it is civil death. You lose jobs, bank accounts, you won't get venues, you cannot become a teacher, a public servant, and a soldier by law. It is a huge stigma. Parties who are listed as under surveillance get censored on social media. Every member who is a public servant immediately has to leave the party. By now, the youth of the AfD and regional groups are on the list. Hundreds of feds are already in the party. So you can absolutely count they'll be going around doing stupid shit in order to make the AfD look bad. There are many proven cases of these VS feds creating hate crimes. They are legally allowed to do that. Of course they are. Of course they are, right? Rules for thee, rules for me. Yeah, rules for thee, but not for me. Thousands of fake Telegram channels and users are operated by the VS. If you see Nazi rallies from Germany, remember this, what happened when they wanted to ban the NPD. I don't know who the NPD are, but I presume that's a party that got taken down by this kind of fuckery. The right-wing party could not be banned because it was impossible to make out how much of its accused hate crimes and extremism was caused by the armada of feds. Haldenwang was not always chief of the VS. The man before him was H.G. Masson. Guess why he was fired? So according to this, they tried to bring this thing to court, but all the stuff was being done by feds. Yeah, never seen any of that anywhere else. America, January 6th. Yeah. Oh man, you know, good thing that never happens anywhere else. When an Allah and Farhad murdered a young German in Chemnitz in 2018, the media invented fake news of right-wing migrant hunts by Nazis. Huge Antifa demonstrations against fascism were organized in Chemnitz after the migrant murder. Masson was interviewed by the media. Right, so this is the playbook. You see this all across Europe, right? Same kind of like stuff. He had the audacity to state the truth. The authorities had no evidence of migrant hunts. Merkel filed him and installed Haldenwang, a loyal party member. And you guessed it, the VS surveils now the former chief for being an extremist because, of course, they would. They really, really, really want to ban the AfD. And the funny thing is, the German Foreign Office, right, which is controlled by the Greens. So this is an interesting thing, right? The SPD, which is like the Socialist Party, got roundly trounced in the elections. And now one of theirs is basically the head of the German internal intelligence service, right? Because that's how it goes, right? They're like, you know, because of the firewall, the Feuermauer, we can't work with the AfD. So instead, they formed another coalition, the CDU, the SPD, and the Greens, which is exactly the same thing that fell apart last time because it's basically like three cats like caught in a sack fighting each other. It's fucking retarded. So on the 7th of August 2024, the German Foreign Office was like, Thailand, today's ban on the largest opposition party is a serious setback for democracy. It is important that Thailand continues to commit to pluralism and that all democratic parties are able to freely exercise their mandate from the electorate. Not in Germany, though, right? Like, you know, like we tell other countries to follow rules that we do not follow ourselves, obviously. And in Romania, the first round of the second election after the first one was cancelled due to winning candidate Călin Georgescu being accused by the Romanian elite of colluding with Russia and then being disbarred. His replacement is basically this guy, George Simeon. Apparently he's a bit of a brawler, used to be in a football crew. He's a bit of a hard man. He has won in the first round of Romania's presidential election. Whether they're going to ban him or not, I guess we will see. Apparently, Romania's Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu, can't speak Romanian, has resigned as a result, probably in protest because his panties got into a bunch. Right, our final story of the night is the one you've all been waiting for. The N-apocalypse. The N-O cost, bros. America rises up in white solidarity, or possibly everyone's just fucking had enough. The memes around this have been glorious. I have been like following this for like a while, right? I think this is pretty good, honestly. So yes, in case you were unaware, this woman, Shiloh Hendrix, was filmed by a Somalian on a mobile phone after allegedly having said the N-word at a Somali child who was stealing, well, I mean, child, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, he's like a 5-year-old autistic boy. If that kid's 5 years old, right, then, like, I am a rotisserie chicken. Am I a rotisserie chicken? No, like, look, clearly, like, look, we all know how this game is played, right? This is the cry bully shit. But what is worse, when confronted, not only did she not take the knee and apologize and offer to give the Somali in question a sloppy toppy, she was unrepentant and said it again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. In 2025, bros, have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing from World War II? Has Martin Luther King taught us nothing? Fucking hell.
You call him a nigger, the child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
It's none of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger?
No.
Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna...
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
Fuck off.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
Oh, don't you know that is a hate speech? I'll go get you arrested. I can say it. You cannot. So this basically like lit a fire all over the internet. Anglo-Saxon girl, I think her name was, and a few of the other sort of like, you know, white well-being adjacent people got in touch and helped set her up a Give, Send, Go, which is like GoFundMe, but based, right? You won't get your like stuff pulled off there. So the narrative has shifted a number of times over this. Both sides have been engaged in fierce narrative warfare. There's been a bunch of like photoshopped leaks, alleging that Shiloh had a black husband, which seems to be untrue, alleging that she was on OnlyFans, which is also untrue. Just anything really to sort of halt the progression of white identity politics, because although it's okay for like literally every other group on the face of the planet to do identity politics, it is absolutely not okay for whites. James Lindsay, of course, is, you know, he's very, very upset by this. You should just do nothing, bros, right? Just, look, we don't want to descend into identity politics, right? It's literally like you're engaging like in a war, right? Everybody else like started using some kind of new weapon, right? And you're like, oh, no, we will not stoop to using this weapon. We're just going to keep getting like minced in the trenches. No. Fuck that, right? So random anon on Twitter. So let me get this straight. This lady, Shiloh Hendrix, witnesses the unaccompanied and unsupervised autistic 5-year-old kid taking things from her diaper bag. She calls the kid out for it, and a child predator from Somalia just so happened to be hanging out at the park where kids play, doing whatever it is he may have been doing, probably just minding his business and absolutely not up to anything nefarious, confronts her and records her about it. This fine gentleman then uploads the video on social media, where upstanding citizens, probably doctors and lawyers, proceed to dox her and her parents, as well as various other threats to her safety. Now, this is true. She was immediately doxed. Death threats like her and her family, and a bunch of people basically stepped up and started this Give, Send, Go in order to protect her and relocate her so that she doesn't come to serious injury. Now, you're going to find this really shocking, bros, but the Somali in question has a history of sexual assault. Now, it was originally going around that he was a pedo, but the actual charges apparently was raping a homeless 16-year-old after offering her a place to stay. Wait, entropy is down? Oh, God, is that why we've got no entropies? God damn it. Ah, just... What do you mean, entropy? Ah, come on. Thanks very much, entropy. Right. Right, okay. Right, hang on, bros. I'm logging in now. What the fuck's going on? Come on. Right. Sorry about this, bros. So let me get entropy up. I hate how it does that. It just dies occasionally. Okay. Oh, and we got an entropy already from Mikey Bikey. Wait, let me give you a nice how about a cheering Apu for $3? Apologies for being tardy. I was at the Jolly Heretic. Oh, I hope you had a good time. How's oh, I forget his name. How's he doing? Right. Okay. So I think that's up now. Right. Let's get back to it. So he I don't know. He's a rapist, right? And not only that, the trial was basically delayed for years and then basically dropped, probably because of Minneapolis prosecutor, right? So, you know, but generally, like, let's just say not a person of spotless moral character. This is the Give, Send, Go, currently up to 667,000 USD. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Everyone was sort of like shilling this around. They had to turn off comments because people were leaving extremely spicy comments. Even now, though, people are using, like, you know, various names to get their point across. It's still going up. It's still going up. The NAACP, the what is the NAACP? The Negro Affirmative Action Committee people? No, it's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored Peoples. Also put up a Give, Send, Go, right? Not to be outdone. Help us seek justice for a 5-year-old facing racial hate. That's not a picture of the guy and his child, by the way. That's just a stock picture that they pulled up, right? 341,000 completely BTFO'd bros, right? Even though all the TikToks are out there. Yes, here we go. Like, from the beginning, this campaign was rooted in a powerful truth. No child should ever be dehumanized. I mean, yeah, what about the people that he stole from? It's fine, right? Love must always be louder than hate, particularly the love for, like, theft and random violence, I guess. Now, this seems to have died off, right? Last donation was a day ago. So that seems to have run out of steam. So here's the thing. This is the alleged 5-year-old child. I don't think so, right? Looks more like 10 to me, right? I don't know, right? Like, Somalis are strange, right? And yes, so this is the case that Mohammed Omar, who was the Somali in question, basically raped this homeless girl who ran away from, well, she was in foster care. She ran away, met this guy at like a service station, a quick trip. He then took her home, locked her in a trailer for 24 hours, and him and his friend raped her. You know, perfectly reasonable thing to do. But right, Mr. Omar would not take this lying down. He struck back, bros. Here is him in his own words.
Flash news to everybody. If investigations are happening on a serious crime which I was being accused of, was in the past, that I've insulted somebody, assaulted, I should say, in the English terminology, which has It's been proven that I have never done anything wrong. And the case.
Now, this guy is clearly fucking high, right? At a guess, I would say opiates, right? Like the way he's talking, the sort of like, you know, the constant nodding. He is high as fuck, right?
Case was dismissed. Why am I guilty of something in a court of law dismissed? Tell me, why am I? I'm getting death threats. Why? This is a miracle.
Bro,
Flash.
I'm not supposed to be getting the death threats, right? That white woman who said the N-word, she's supposed to be getting the death threats. I can't believe this. Can't believe what has happened to America, right? That, like, you know, a highly suspicious, drugged up Somali, right, could wind up getting death threat. Has the world gone topsy-turvy? Did George Floyd die for nothing, bros? But don't worry, Minnesota, that's the state, not right, okay, I really should know this. The Minnesota Senate has issued a statement saying they want the cops to go after Shiloh. We commend the gentleman who recorded the encounter for standing up and protecting one of our youngest community members. Yes, I understand the Somali community is absolutely huge in Minnesota. A 5-year-old boy from this targeted hate. It wasn't really targeted, right? It was just off the cut. Like, targeted hate makes it sound like a bunch of people sat down, right? And they like made like this plan and they're like, right, okay, you know, at 12 o'clock, we're all going to go and then we're all going to like say the N-word simultaneously. It'll be like a machine gun of like N-words, right? Like a hail of N-words. It wasn't fucking targeted. It was clearly fucking spontaneous, right? We condemn these vile acts of racism in the strongest way possible. Yeah, of course you do. This disgusting rhetoric has no place in our community. They say the same shit all the time, right? And we're grateful that a bystander took action and prevented further escalation by the perpetrator. Did they prevent further escalation? Really? It seems like they were totally escalating the thing, right? And then, of course, they're like, this type of learned hate has been fueled by Trump. Of course. Right? Like, for no other reason whatsoever. Right, so now we're just going to, like, move on to some of the reaction and a few comments on sort of, how do I put this? In the race relations in America would be the neutral way to say this. The sort of more spicy and more accurate take is N fatigue is sweeping the nation. Check this out.
I'm not going to say I'm sorry to them because they kept pushing at it. So, and that's all I'd really like to say.
What about your use of the N-word?
I used that word because they forced me into it.
Do you see how that's incredibly offensive?
Yes, I do. That's why I said it. I'm not.
Yes, I do. That's why I said it. Have you considered not acting like an N? And then we wouldn't have to use the word that describes it, right? Now, the much of the kvetching from the black left were at the comments on the Give, Send, Go, right? Give, Send, Go has basically turned off comments on both Shiloh and Carmelo Anthony's fundraiser. Carmelo Anthony, of course, is the black dude convicted for stabbing a white guy to death at like a football match or something. I didn't really pay much attention to it because like by this point, I'm just like, oh yeah, it happened again, right? It's like being in London and hear that like, you know, a Pakistani has like violenced some poor woman and you're just like, oh yeah, well, you know, that's not in any way surprising. Check it out.
See some of these comments. Some of these comments on this post here. Protecting the future of white children.
What's wrong with protecting the future of white children? They never get that far, right? It's just like, oh, you know, how dare you say you want to protect white children? Fuck you. Fuck you.
You did what every other human being would do for their child. Protect them. You did nothing wrong. Thank you for helping stop white guilt. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Americans shouldn't have to live in fear of scumbag foreigners. We must secure the existence of our people and the future of white children.
Again, I don't see what is actually wrong with that statement, right? I know everyone's like, oh my God, it's the 14 words, run and hide. I just, like, what is actually wrong with that, right? Like, no one wants to explain.
It's fair to say we've had enough. Decades of propaganda have failed to hide the obvious truth. Thank you for being a strong mother and speaking up, as opposed to the weak man whose son was murdered by Carmelo Anthony. Like, what the hell does this have to do with Carmelo Anthony? Hope this helps to avoid a trash.
What the hell does this have to do with Carmelo Anthony? That's a completely different thing. Then what does any of this have to do with George Floyd? Oh my God, how dare you say that, you goddamn cracker! Fucking hell.
Culture. Then here we go, another reference to Carmelo Anthony in this long-winded statement. But these are all anonymous donors. Of course they're anonymous.
Of course they're anonymous. Like, you know, how are we supposed to track them down and destroy their lives if they're anonymous? Only a coward would be anonymous, right? Why don't you want to have your life destroyed and have, like, you know, a fucking shitload of Antifa activists and BLM people descend upon you and, like, rip your life to shreds? How dare you? How dare you?
And they've not only helped her reach the goal, she's far exceeded the goal, but it really shows for all of you guys that are in doubt about the America that we live in, this is America right here. I'm not familiar with this give, go, send.
Man, look at that chick's forehead. All right, you should stick her at like a fucking solar plant. You could use it to like fucking bounce like sun rays off it.
Platform, but I don't know if there's something that we can do to facilitate a movement to get this page taken down.
And there it is. There it is, right? I don't know if there's something we can do to get this thing cancelled, to maybe steal all of her money, maybe redistribute it to blacks in need, right? Like, fuck. Yeah, it really needs some like beeps in the background on it.
Because under no circumstances should she be able to monetize this type of behavior. She should not be able to profit off of it. She needs to sit in everything that she has done. This type of hate should not be tolerated. And whoever this Give, Send, Go platform is, if they refuse to take this funding site down for this cause, then it speaks to a bigger issue within this company that you would allow for someone like this to even post a financial request for such egregious behavior.
Mikey Bikey again with the beep. I should see if there's like a way I could like rig entropy so it plays like the smoke detector chirp when it goes off. That would be pretty cool. So yes, thank you very much, Mikey Bikey. Black woman is not happy. Well, imagine my fucking shock. Never seen that before. This is this is more of the same, but this is pretty funny.
And you guys raised $250,000 for her? I am beyond disturbed. White people should not be forced to live among monkeys.
Oh yeah, I'm so shocked. Literally shaking right now, bros, right? Like, you guys don't fucking say like worse shit like all the fucking time. My God, the performative like nature of this is just sickening.
Black fragility is getting pretty tiring. Sometimes to be accurate, you have to use unpleasant speech. White advocacy. I want to say that I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. I'm angry. Can't even.
She can't even, bro. She's literally shaking right now. My God, right? What else have we got? Oh, no, this is great. This is the most expensive end tower in the world, bro. Check this out. $2,000 US per letter, right? A total. Oh my God, 12,000. Wait, is that right? Yeah, $12,000 for the end tower to end all end towers, bros. Amazing. You love to see it. It's so beautiful. Of course, Carmelo Anthony's one is still going strong. I'm not sure how it's going. I saw some stuff on Twitter saying that Shiloh was beating Carmelo Anthony. of course, you know, death to the white man, right? I mean, this is the thing you notice from browsing the comments on Shiloh's one. It's mainly whites just saying, look, we're really fed up of this. You know, we want to move away. We're like sick of not being able to speak our mind. Whereas the black stuff is just, you know, kill the boar, kill the farmer, you know, kind of like stuff. And of course, the memes have been great. Yes, please leave a tip. Please leave a tip. Please leave entropy. You know, I may be cancelled at any moment, bros. You know, so you better get your entropies in quick. Oh, mate. No, these memes have been just amazing, right? What else have we got? Oh, yeah, this is more of this fucking, like, you know, from a, words here from a scholar. I believe he's on his way back from engineering school. Just take a quick break before he goes to astronaut class.
Now she talking about we found out he had a history with law enforcement and he proceeded to follow me to my car and then he posted the videos. Jelly posted the videos online to warn everybody about your racist ass and about you out there harassing people, children, and calling them racist names, and your ass need to be locked up. And this is the most fucked up part about the situation, is to see people in our country behind the racists, clearly as hell being racist, as clear as day, and y'all done gave so much to this lady to restart a life to go be racist somewhere else. You think the racism gonna leave her heart because she relocate? People really have no idea how much this just pissed me off. I've been up here pushing tooth and nail for the last 5 years, hard as hell to push to bring people together regardless of color or differences, and people barely give over here and barely support us over here. Most they do is give words over here, and yet people over here supporting the racist clear as goddamn day, being racist to a 5-year-old fucking kid at the park who
We should have like a new game, bros. We have to drink a shot every single time he says racist. we got another beep from Mikey Bikey and a beep from Sede Sapiente. Thank you very much, guys. Have a dollar tally. Racist. Oh my God.
has autism. By stopping to support her, you're opening the door to say, hey, anybody else that's being racist and people call you out on your racism and people find out that you're racist, we're going to help you to relocate, move, and you could take your racism somewhere else so you could continue to be racist with your racist ass. Absolutely, up here in Minnesota, we be having our racist moments and racist things that be occurring. Let me tell you something about Minnesota. When they find out exactly who's doing that racist shit, they don't tolerate that racism up here in Minnesota. I done seen them hold people accountable a many a times, and I'm hoping that Minnesota holds her accountable.
It's like racist is literally the only word he knows. It's like, the racist, racist. Fucking hell. Right. Got more of this.
I knew they were going to do this. I knew they were going to do this, y'all. I knew they were going to do this. And it's taking everything in me not to go crazy right now. This woman right here called a 5-year-old black autistic little boy the N-word and said that that it was justified because he was acting like one. Oh, Rochester. I'm just going to let y'all know. There has been over $250,000 that have raised to give her money after she called a black autistic child the N-word. I knew they were going to do this. I knew.
Oh my God. It's literally the Negro cost. Like.
And in 2025, this is what you do. And the fact that you did that when that little boy's parents were not around, they were not present. What kind of person are you behind closed doors? Like, I'm fearful of your children, and I hope that they get removed from your care because you are.
Yeah, so this bitch wants her children taken away, right? This, very kind, compassionate people, right?
Breeding something that a monster. They deserve so much better than you. You are the lowest person. And the people in the comments that are comment anonymously, you picked the wrong fucking thing to be like you. That's a battle you're never gonna win.
Oh, really? Really? Sounds like fighting words to me, bro. Ms. Shaniqua. I guess you'll have to settle it on the battlefield. You're never gonna win. Don't even try. Don't even try, bros. It looks like Many people in America are willing to give it the good old college try. America's got that kind of that can-do spirit about it,
There's people interracing all the time. Everybody's mixed with something. All the problems in the world right now, and you choose to be racist?
All the problems in the world right now, and you choose to be racist. Someone in Rumble chat raised the point. Apparently, scamming autism diagnosis is also a big thing in the Somali community in Minnesota, because you can get like free childcare and free gibs and stuff like that. And I think because as well, autism also just resembles very bad parenting. So if you just don't control your child and he's like a complete terror, you can just say, oh yeah, it's the autism. It's not because like, I'm a horrible parent. And finally, this clip, I think, just sums up the sort of the state of blacks in America. I just saw this clip and I was like, damn, this sort of really seems to sum the whole thing up.
What's going on? Nobody can touch us. Okay. Nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch us. Okay. Nobody can touch us.
Okay. Well, they would not like you in the store anymore, so you need to leave.
I will as soon as I get what's right in mine.
And what's that?
$200.
For what?
For me. I'm actually worth more than that. I'm negotiating with you right now.
Okay. We're not negotiating anything.
Oh, yes, we are.
No, I don't owe you anything.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, what do I owe you?
Your whole life, if you want to ask.
We're going to have you leave the store. Back up from me. Back up from me. Back up. Now, back up. Back up. Don't step it up. Get back! I will pepper spray you. Back up. Now.
I am God. My people run this universe. You're not going to do nothing to me. You're going to bow down to me, I say. You're going to bow down to me.
You need to leave right
No,
now.
I will not. Right. Give me my $200.
I am now telling you to leave or you're getting arrested for trespassing after warning.
That's fine.
Leave.
No.
Leave.
No.
Now.
No.
Okay.
You better not touch me.
Back up!
You better not touch me. You better not touch me. Oh, that's fine.
Give me your hand. Stand up.
Give me my $200.
Stand up.
Give me my $200. Give me my $200.
Sit down.
No, I will not. Hey.
All right, she's going in the cage.
Oh, no.
Let's go.
No, I'm not.
I mean, you see what I mean, right? Like, yes, clearly this woman is on serious drugs, but I think you could use that as a proxy for much of the recent race relations in the US, right? Like, we run this bitch, we are God, we are untouchable, give me my money, right? Like, I mean, did I just do a racism, bros? I can't tell anymore. And finally, this truth is the black experiment has failed. Not because of white culture or white privilege or white racism. The fundamental problem is that American black culture has evolved into an unfixable and crime-ridden mess. They do not want to change their culture or society and expect others to tolerate their violence and amoral behavior. They have become socially incompatible with other races by their own design, not because of the racism of others, but by their own hatred of non-blacks. They don't understand that white people aren't out to get black people, they are just exhausted with them. They are exhausted by the social pathologies, the violence, the endless complaints, and the blind racial solidarity, the bottomless pit of grievances, the excuses, and the reflexive animosity. So there you go. I will keep an eye on what's going on. We're a bit over time. Yes, I know it's time for some cringe. Don't worry, the cringe section will be very, very short this week because we've already had so much cringe with that. I'm going to get my social credit score totally like lazed with this, it would seem. Right, let's go. So this is Katy Perry. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this. What the actual fuck? That's Kanye. This is a protest in Berlin against animal milking.
I invite you because you're my new brother. Coming to the market.
I mean, okay. Fauci's back. Just, Fauci watch.
Do not accept and shrug your shoulders at the normalization of untruths, because we're living in an era now, there's so much distortion of reality, outright fabrication, lying, conspiracy theories, that it's so prevalent that people sort of shrug their shoulders and say, well, nothing to do about it, it's the new normal. No, do not accept that as the new normal, because whenever you have the acceptance of untruths and distortions, ultimately it's going to erode at the foundation of the social order and our democracy. And I think history has shown that. If anybody just looks back as recently...
Oh, as recently as what? What event in history do you think he's going to reference? The Spanish Civil War, right? It's going to be the Spanish Civil War.
As the 1930s and early 40s.
How did I guess wrong, bros?
In Europe, when that happened, be careful. Don't accept the normalization of untruths.
Oh, fuck off. No, we'll skip that. That's too much cringe. Right, funny videos for you all. Enjoy. Right, let the horror just, like, you know, melt away.
Hold on, wait, calm down. Listen. Hey, buddy, hey, banana. All right, listen, whoa, listen. We damn near brothers. Hold on.
I don't know, it sounds a bit racist to me, bro. Yes. Right, what's this?
My second pimp taught me like how to cook. I'm like, baby, why do I need to learn how to cook? I'm a hoe. He's like, you are a woman first.
Inspiring. Truly inspiring. Right, Sadie sent me like a few funnies. Enjoy.
How to get a job according to boomers. Step 1, print your resume on the highest quality paper you can find. Step 2, pound the pavement and deliver it in person. Applying online is for lazy people. Showing up unannounced to a job site shows dedication that you want the job. Step 3, demand to speak to the hiring manager and don't leave until they offer you the job.
I would like one job, please. Hello. And I'm not taking no for an answer.
Who the heck are you?
And this is my resume.
Just walk in and
printed it out for you guys.
That's not how it works, but
as you'll see here, I have a lot of strength.
How did you get past security?
I have a 5-year plan as well. So in 5 years, I'm probably going to have your security. I'll be replacing these. Get out. My dad said if I brought in my resume, I'd have a job. I have a 5-year plan.
That's how you get a job, bros. How to get out of doing the laundry ever again, right? This is like, you know, some proper advice for you bros.
Babe! Something's wrong with the laundry!
Oh my god! What did you do, Ryan?
I think I put too much soap in this thing.
Ryan, this is why I told you don't do the laundry! Look at this mess!
What else do we got? This is one way to control your drinking. Oh yeah, this is good.
The winner takes it all. The loser has to fall. It's simple and it's plain.
Bit from Ryan Long.
Do you remember this ad? Eliza Rose Watson went the extra mile to advertise her OnlyFans and her Instagram by paying for billboards in London. And there were some complaints.
I think it's completely out of order. I think it shouldn't be allowed.
Personally, I don't see that much of a problem with it, but it is a little bit unfair because a week before I applied for a billboard for my site, asknation.com, and that was rejected. I even told them that if the URL is an issue, we could use a redirect, but they said no. And then weeks later, I see this. So it's a little bit unfair as far as you ask me. Seems like a bit of a gender bias. If you're going to make a law, apply it to all genders. I don't really see that much of a difference between what she's doing and what I'm doing at AGN.
And now the Advertising Standards Authority have cleared her.
Right, cute animal videos for you, bros. Enjoy.
Aus der Heide blüht ein kleines Blümelein. Und das heißt Erika.
Arrest that cat. Arrest that cat immediately. Oh my god. What else do we got? So we got a bunch of golden retriever videos. I love these. I don't know why you teach your dog to do this. Probably like a home defense thing.
I mean, sure, a normal person probably would have let that go.
Me in the morning. Cute kitty.
Baby, are you okay? You look like you've seen some things. Do you need a hug or maybe a little tuna?
You have no limbs. Look at this belly. It's so chunky. I'm so sorry.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Tell your baby that I'm your baby.
You're not helping. You're not being a very emotionally supportive cat. Oh my god.
Baby, you a good girl and I had no right. I really wanna make things right, cause
烦人的玩意儿，一说你完了就搁那委屈巴巴的，假如后面跟装不知道的样子。
What else we got? Oh yeah, this is good. It's a nature clip. The beauty of nature. Right, we just got some like really wholesome stuff to finish off with. What else we got? Oh, we got some, I don't know, these sugar gliders or you know.
Okay. Okay.
So cute. And finally, this is just insanely cute. And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. And say a quick goodbye to everybody in the chat. On Rumble, Ardent Party, Seti Sapiente, Mikey Bikey, Captain Crisps, Give Me Strength. Thanks for coming, mate. Who else we got? Yiz Unique, I think she's gone. Mikey Bikey, we might have mentioned already. Livia Drusilla, of course. Mark Suze. Ardent Party again. Calvus96. I think that's everybody. Apologies if I missed anyone. On YouTube, we have Shadow Blackout Painting, Streaky Bacon, Robert Verlinden, Fat Zombie, Victorian Time Traveler, Otto Stormheart, 007. Anybody else? I thought there were some more people in here. The Nameless One, of course. I think that's it. Apologies if I missed anybody. Untenable Position, of course, and Cyberchud Internal Affairs. Good to see you both, guys. Thanks for coming. And on Odyssey, we have Donna's Oak, Magus Kaiser, deleting his comments there. Who else? The Old One too. We got quite a few new people on Odyssey. Thanks for coming, guys. Evola19. And I think that's everybody. Check out the video essay over on my other channel if you are interested in the weird stuff about Orthodox Judaism and the kind of world they are trying to bring about. I'll be on Discord and Dragons tonight in about an hour and a half. I hope to see you all then. Otherwise, I'll be back on Thursday night for another Habbening TV. Good night, bros.